everyone, Georgina here from the Leading Safely podcast. We talk a lot about behaviour at work, but we spend far less time talking about what creates it. Let me give you a quick story from yesterday morning. My almost 6-year-old son has autism, ADHD, PDA, and sensory processing differences. He's had past trauma in childcare settings, and one of his biggest triggers is tone of voice. So if he hears shouting or that sharp "you're in trouble" tone, his body goes straight into fight or flight mode. Yesterday morning, before school care was absolutely chaos. It was loud, it was crowded, there was kids everywhere. I could see the educators were stretched thin. There were 78 kids on site. A group of kids were pestering a young educator to go outside, and you could hear the strain in her voice. She wasn't doing anything wrong, but she was overwhelmed by the context that she was in. I could see my son starting to ramp up too, so I diverted him, gave him something calm to focus on, and the crisis was averted. As I was leaving, I quietly checked in with that educator and asked 2 simple words. "You good?" She said no. So I just said, "You're doing a great job. Take a breath. I can hear how tough this morning is." And you could then see the relief in her face. Not because the situation had changed, but because the response to her did. Here's the part that we often miss in safety and leadership. People don't misbehave in a vacuum. Children don't melt down in a vacuum. Workers don't cut corners, snap, shut down, or make mistakes in a vacuum. Context drives behaviour. Noise, time pressure, workload, past experiences, fear of being blamed, all of it shapes what people do next. And leadership response either adds to that pressure or it creates just enough psychological safety for people to regulate, think, and recover. If I had walked up to that educator and complained, or told her to calm down, or even questioned her competence, the situation would have escalated. Instead, 2 things happened with a different response. She felt seen, and she felt safe enough to take a breath. That's leadership response in action. Not fixing the system in that moment, but not making the human cost of it worse. So here's the question I'll leave you with. When things go wrong in your workplace, when someone's under pressure, when behaviour isn't exactly what you'd hoped for, do you respond in a way that adds threat, or do you respond in a way that helps people stabilise in the tough context? Because your response, it doesn't just influence behaviour. It becomes part of the context that people are working in. That's all from me today. Enjoy the rest of your day.